Okay, your old pal EC here. Today we are going to go over the KJW G23. This is personally one of my favorites I've owned. I'm a big fan of the compact design of gun, the compact design in the pistol category, and this is about the perfect size in my opinion. I'll start off with a little bit about the gun here itself. The KJW G23, that's what they sell it as. Usually you see it in two pieces. You gotta buy the slide and the lower frame with its mag separately. I guess it's a way that they get around with Glockading, I guess we can say, with the United States. Now they call it a G23. There are no markings anywhere on the slide except for right here. You can see that right there. It says 40 SW, 40 Smith & Wesson, I guess. That is the only inkling that you can tell that this is modeled after G23, because this is the same exact size, would be a Glock 19. The only difference is the Glock 19 this would say 9mm Parabellum or 9mm Para instead of the 40 Smith & Wesson. I've got another barrel I could put on here, and I could make it say 9mm if I wanted to. But anyways, like I said, this is made by KJW, made in Taiwan. I'm a big fan of Taiwanese-made guns myself. This is Tokyo Marui compatible, along with WE HFC. Actually, I've used a lot of HFC and WE guns in this gun in its lifetime that I've owned it. As you can tell, like I said, this is like a mid-size compact. You know, the really compact being like your G26. I mean, that's a subcompact gun. That is a small gun. To give you an idea, we'll set this down. I've got a G17 slide right here. You can see the there's very little difference. You can see ejection ports line up, the ribs line up. You just got a little extra length right there. I mean, that's really the only length difference. Size-wise, on the frame, right there's G17 lined right up here. Well, let's pull the mag out so you can see this a little better. Right there, you can see the difference. It's not too much difference. A bit more compact. They both fit in my hand very nicely, but like I said, I like the compact design guns a little bit better. Okay, now when it comes to mags, this is the only tricky part. You'll notice this KJW mag is nice and smooth. See how that is nice and smooth right there? This right here is an HFC mag. You'll notice the smooth backing. There's nothing there, nice and smooth. You can tell. Locks in. Good to go. Okay, that's an HFC mag. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. This is a WE mag. Now, you can see this little bump right there. That will hinder from that going in there. I don't know why WE did that, but that's really the big thing right there. Is you cannot, the newer WE mags, Glock mags, will not work in them. You can see it will not go in. But on the WE, you can see inside there, I think. Where's my little pen like that? You can see in there, a little channel in there. They fit right in there with no problem. I mean, they lock right in there. I don't know why they did that. Makes no sense to me, because you can just take an HFC mag and that's gonna fit right in there. Okay, alright, so that's the big thing. You own one of these, don't buy WE mags. They won't work. Alright, so let's get this guy apart. Remember, always make sure your hammer is locked back. Okay, this gun is an amazing shooter. For what it is, even stock, it was quite accurate. You'll see I do have this mock suppressor sitting here, which is for this gun. Don't use them on Glocks. All it does is it weighs down your front barrel, and your action just isn't smooth. It sucks. I honestly don't recommend them on Glock guns. That's way too heavy. Big issues with your TM variant Glocks, your knockoff, pretty much, is right back here. As you'll see, there is tape right here on the hammer. That is because when this blows back, if that tape wasn't there, this wouldn't go back far enough. It would just keep coming up. My buddy Mike, thank you very much, gave me that tip with the tape, and it works great. Another common issue with these is the reset. A lot of times the spring in here will go bad, your pin won't reset, resulting in gas venting. It's also very common with your KWA and KSC M and G series guns. Another issue, which is very common with these, is your trigger bar. As you can see, mine is broken. And a little nub broke off of there. And what happens there is it causes, when you pull the trigger, nothing will push down on that. So it will not allow the sear to re-engage on the hammer till you release. You might think that's cool, and you might think, oh, it's a modification for full auto. It doesn't work that way, because you need this to reset. If this doesn't go back, this doesn't reset, your knocker's just going to keep blowing gas out the whole time. It's pretty useless. So I actually have a new trigger lever on the way. Should be here in the next few days. Another thing people tend to do is remove the trigger safety. I don't. I think it's pretty cool. It works most of the time. If it doesn't work, all it's going to do, it is going to just pull the trigger. The gun itself is quite easily disassembled. I don't necessarily recommend it, but like I said, if things start failing back here, you can buy this whole unit off of Evike for, I think it's $20 or $30, and it's just the removal of that screw, that pin, and that comes out, and then you can just pretty much maneuver the trigger bar out of there, and boom. Obviously, there's a spring right here, under here. Be careful with that. You don't want to lose that, because they're not easy to come by unless you got a lot of parts guns like I do. Okay, that's pretty much for your lower. For your upper, it's like I said, it's a lot of similarities between your Tokyo Marui, your WEs. The hop-ups are the same between them all. The nozzles, they're the same exact nozzles, aside from the difference here with just like cutout. I don't know if you can see this cutout right here. There's a cutout right in here where the mag gasket fits in there perfectly. Some guns don't have that, some do. Another thing I tend to like more about these compacts is they don't come apart. No. This actually has a notch that locks in to the hop up, so this will not move around. Alright, let's get our barrel and everything out of here. Basic Glock outer barrel. These are all pretty much interchangeable. If I really wanted to, I could put the one from the G17 in there, but I figured I'd use this threaded one because this is actually the barrel out of the G17. It's an Energy 6.03 type bore. I'm going to do a separate workup on that. That's worth its own little video. Had switched to hop-ups. Little fitment issue, though. Be warned, with some barrels, they will not fit in this hop-up. Not all Tokyo Marui compatibles will fit in this hop-up. There's a little issue with where the locking collar on the barrel and your bucking meat. I had to squeeze that in there and get that in there oh so carefully. I don't recommend you do it. So just be careful when buying aftermarket barrels for these. Okay. The hop-up works very nice on this. I'd say it's very evenly pressured. The gun is quite accurate, and actually even with that the 6.03 in it now, it is extremely accurate when it does shoot. Obviously I have the trigger lever issue, but I can get a shot off or two if I'm really quick with the trigger, and it is quite accurate with this barrel. With the previous barrel in it, before I started messing around with this, it would still reach out and touch pretty good, pretty accurate for a pistol. Okay, now this right here is your blowback housing and your nozzle. This right here, this whole unit was actually robbed out of my broken KJW G23, and as you can tell, I mean, that fits in there pretty nice. Slight modification had to be made inside the slide. There were just some ribs in here, here, and here. I had to shave those out of there so this unit would fit in there. Didn't really understand why they had them in there, why they changed ever so slightly. I don't know if they're worried about copyright infringement or patents or whatever, but like I said, that's all WE in here. That's from my G17. When it comes to more parts interchangeability, this trigger mechanism right here is actually out of an HFC. Hammer assembly back here, that's WE. So this now is actually kind of a mutt. I've had to slowly put her back together. It's died on me a couple times. So the big thing is here, if you're looking for a cheap compact Glock, it's worth it, I would say, but you know, be ready for work. It is a KJW. I would typically expect a little more from them, but like I said, it started failing on me pretty hardcore, and the biggest fail it had was the sear. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. There we go. The original hammer in this, the sear down there, broke, so it was useless. I mean, it didn't even work. Another thing that broke were the original one of these guides right here. These right here are actually also have an HFC. These slide guides. They failed. They broke. So from my personal experience with this gun, it is a good gun. I would have liked to have seen KJW maybe step it up a little bit more. I've always tend to put them above WE, but I'm going to say this is actually at par with WE. Decent performer for the money. You're only paying 100, 110 bucks. With the Evite coupon code, you're paying, oh, I don't know, you're paying probably 93 or something like that. But I would have liked to have seen a little bit better build quality on it. That's what I mean, like what I'm saying this. I've had to rebuild this gun a few times. When you're putting your slide back on, please remember to put your hammer down. But I give the gun itself, I would give it probably a 7 out of 10. Because when it does function, it functions great. The recoil is very nice on it. Chronoed in at about 320 feet per second with .2s. We chrono with .2s at our field, but I use .25s in just about everything, and that's what I run in all my gas blowback pistols also. And this would perform very nicely with the .25 grams. That's about all I have to say about the KJW. If you have any questions, feel free to leave comment. You leave questions in the comments. I will do my best to answer them. Only other thing I have to say about this, if you are interested in one, don't hesitate. If it's in stock, buy it. They go quick. G and M series airsoft guns go quick. I mean, it's the way it is. They're hard to come by. KWA doesn't even make them anymore. KJW and WE, they pretty much get them into the country as parts. I mean, they don't send the whole guns. The only way they can get them in through customs is just a slide and a frame. You know, that's how they get them through. It's how they sneak them in, I guess you could say. HFC, you see them every once in a while. But if you're looking for a Glock type gun, KJW is not a bad choice, I will say, for your subcompact. Another place, I'm going to be a little shaky saying this, but Airsplat actually has the best stock of G and M series guns. They have KWA, KSC, KJW, and HFC, and WE. They actually have most of your big brands of G and M series. But this right here, most likely picked up at evike.com. They have a decent selection, you know, alright selection. So if you have, like I said, any questions, leave them in the comments. I will get right back to you. Please remember to like my Facebook page. We're going to have a drawing here today. It is January 3rd, 2013. We're trying to get our 100 like mark. If we get that, we're going to give away a couple flash hiders. As you can see, we got a clockwise, which is this one, and a counterclockwise. You get to choose which one you want if you are the winner. So, like my Facebook page, share some stuff, watch some videos, ask some questions. I'm here to serve. Thank you very much. Have a good day, guys.